No wonder these celebrations got banned. They're straight up outrageous. With that said, Neymar definitely had it coming. But that's not all. One guy's celebration offended the whole FIFA organization itself. Dude literally had to find another form of employment. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Stick around for these crazy banned football celebrations. But what's even crazier is getting in trouble for not celebrating, and that's something Michael Olise did. In a 1-1 draw against Manchester United, Michael scored the last-minute sensation. And scoring a goal like that, it's literally equivalent to getting a reply from Kylie Jenner. But Michael knows that playing football is his job. So why must dude celebrate for doing his job? No big deal, right? Apparently, big deal. The fans think Michael not celebrating is somehow an insult to the club. Don't get me wrong, he did score a banger to be fair, and they kind of have a point. I mean, just look at the dude's face when he renewed his contract. But at least Olise doesn't watch adult videos, something Sam Klukas does. You see, back in 2018, dude did an inappropriate celebration that had fans shocked. Sam Klukas scored 2 goals that got his team a much-needed win over Arsenal. After scoring that goal, he knew he had to do something for the fans, and that's when he did this. At first, it just seems like cool. Sick simple celebration, right? Wrong. Because what Klukas did is actually a logo to one of the most hardcore adult sites in the world. You know, the kind of videos where dudes probably have girls spinning like fidget spinners and whatnot. But hey, you do you, man. No wonder dude received the sanction afterwards. I think. But what Robbie Fowler did, it was completely out of line. No, literally. It's one thing to see a grown man crawling around in a missionary position, but to celebrate snorting lines of cocaine? No wonder they hit him with a 4-match ban and a fine of £32,000. Since this happened in 1999, I know most of y'all are unaware. So to give you guys context, Robbie Fowler signed for Everton, then left Everton for Liverpool. The fans felt betrayed, so they made a bunch of rumors about him. And so when he came back, he made sure to score a goal, celebrate against them, and stated that, "I used to get absolutely murdered by Everton fans. I was always going to do the celebration and I didn't care. It was a chance to wind them up." Got it? Everybody got it now? Great, because I'm not sure I can explain why Neymar's celebration got banned. Back in 2011, Neymar was still a raw talent, balling out for Santos FC. So after he scored to seal the victory for his team, he did the most Neymar thing ever: celebrations. And while we all know Neymar for some of his craziest celebrations, the ref didn't think this was appropriate. The ref showed Neymar a second yellow card for an illegal celebration. All man did was put a face of himself on himself. But whatever, man. What do I know anyways, apart from the fact that, unlike Neymar, Gareth Bale's celebration offended 70,000 people. A derby game, Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. And who else but Gareth Bale to score a 3rd goal that sealed the victory of Real. After scoring to beat your rivals, one would think Gareth would do a knee slide or something else. But no sir, Gareth wanted all the smoke. And that's why he did this. This celebration is known as the Corte de Mangas, and a very offensive gesture throughout Spain. Basically, Gareth was telling them that he will take one of his golf clubs and stick it where the sun doesn't shine. Alternatively, he could demonstrate it in another way, like Cristiano Ronaldo did here. Wait, what? Wow, boys got some movement. And I thought Shakira's hips didn't lie. Silly me. And I bet you didn't know Ronaldo got fined $22,000 for that celebration. So why did he do it? And the answer is simple. Because of this man. Since Ronaldo lost the first leg game, 2-0 loss against Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone thought it was funny to clown the GOAT by doing this. After all, he should have known not to disrespect the GOAT like that, something that Anthony Ujah knows a lot about. You see, disrespecting the GOAT like Diego Simeone did is one thing, but when it comes to literally disrespecting the GOAT, now that's another thing. And I just have to show you what Anthony Uja did. Totally uncool, man. A dude literally assaulted the animal we used to refer to people like LeBron James, Messi, CR7, and not to mention Taylor Swift. Why couldn't he assault a cat like Kurt Zuma did? Nah, I'm just kidding. I love animals, guys, so please don't fire any shots at me. Oh, speaking of shots, this reminds me of the time Fidel Martinez had his celebration banned. See, homie thought it was funny to pretend to shoot his teammate after scoring against their rivals Toluca. I mean, most of my Mexican dons will tell you gun violence is no joke. Man, that is a political issue in Mexico for real. So there's no surprise the celebration was banned. Anyways, an honorable mention goes out to Dan Byrne. I mean, just look at my guy in this video here. That's not something you see every day. A 6'6" dude cranking up Fortnite celebrations? But hey, at least Dan Byrne didn't do what Adebayor did. A 3-match ban plus a 25,000 fine for basically saying F you to the Arsenal fans. See, Adebayor was once an Arsenal player, but after Wenger decided to part ways with him, Arsenal have never really been fond of him ever since. So once he netted the final goal in a 3-1 victory for Manchester City, it was payback time. But as far as shithousery goes, I'm not sure getting banned for life was in the books for Georgos Katidis after saluting one of the most controversial names in history. See, this guy scored the winning goal during one of the biggest derbies in Greek football, AEK Athens versus Veria. After scoring a tap-in in one of the biggest games, you'd expect him to do a backflip or something. Hell, even a front flip would have done the job. But never did I imagine this. Bro's excuse for basically doing a Nazi salute was basically, I abhor fascism. I would not have done it if I knew it meant something. Yeah, whatever, dude. By that logic, Anthony Uja wouldn't have manhandled the GOAT if he knew it would get him in trouble. Or that Cristiano Ronaldo giving a heavy thrust wasn't gonna get him fined. No, seriously, as far as stupid excuses go, that's at the very top of the list. But as we come down to the top 3 moments of the list, none of those can match what happened to Fabian Espindola. I mean, what the flip was this guy thinking? No, literally. See, back in 2008, the MLS was still a thing, not as popular as it is now, but it was still the perfect tournament to lay low after conquering Europe. Kinda like what Messi did, but I'm pretty sure Messi would never, ever attempt to do what Fabian Espindola did. After scoring against LA Galaxy, Fabian decided to whip out some moves. Ouch. And to make matters worse, the goal was ruled out for offside. So not only did the dude break his ankle, but he practically broke it for nothing. But hey, that was 2008 after all, and a lot of weird things happened in that year. I mean, just ask Vinicius Jr. He will tell you exactly what happened when he played against Botafogo. Back in 2008, Vinicius Jr. was still a raw talent, and his display against Botafogo, it literally predicted the exact player we see week in, week out. And normally after scoring a goal, you would expect Vinicius to just start dancing out of nowhere like he normally does. And you'd never expect him to do this. Vinicius Jr.'s celebration not only infuriated the fans, but it literally got the whole entire team banned from the stadium. But what Camara did in 2016, it's the type of content my mom caught me viewing that one time during Christmas dinner under the table. But anyways, CF Montreal were playing New England Revolution. And if Montreal didn't win in this game, then they wouldn't qualify for the MLS playoffs. Up stepped Camara, who slotted past the keeper in the 70th minute. Since this was a very important goal that gave the team a very important point, you would think Camara would do what Phil Foden did at one time against Dortmund and hug his manager and teammates or something. But never in a million years would I ever imagine seeing a grown-ass man do this. Man, so far we've had some crazy celebrations that deserve to be banned. But as we come down to our last moment on the list, and you guys can all agree with me on this one, but no moment deserves to be banned more than this next and final celebration. And you know what they say, good things come in twos, right? However, I'm afraid Luis Tejada and Efrain Velarde took that saying completely wrong. When these two guys came up against one another, it was nothing but rivalry on every single aspect. Who had the better team? Who had the better fans? Who could score more goals? And who could grab their genitals better? Yes, I'm afraid it's indeed true. When both players scored against one another, they decided to do something rather strange. And while grabbing the junk mails, they literally shouted at the fans too. Inappropriate celebrations like that got him fined 129,000 Mexican pesos. But hey, I'm no mathematician or anything, but 129,000 Mexican pesos? That's like what? $8, $9, $10,000? When it comes to Kylian Mbappe, those numbers don't mean a Don't believe me? Take a look at these ridiculously expensive things Mbappe owns. You won't be disappointed.